Hey, you know that girl from that programme, Justine Primley?
Is that the name of the girl or the programme?
Well, apparently she's getting married. Divorced. Oh, pregnant. Oh, drug problem. Married again. Rehab. Divorced. Oh, abortion. Divorced.
She got married again?
Apparently. Oh, no, wait, she died.
That happened fast. What was her name?
I don't know, Jenny something? Oh, Casablanca 2's happening. Godfather 4. 13 Angry Men. Saw 8.
Saw! Can't they leave anything sacred alone? Casablanca 2 I could handle, but Saw? No, I've got to say something about this.
And it's just in time for Halloween.
Oh, that's convenient. Hi, I'm Hanable, blogger, critic, and part-time serial killer. Look, I've got another job. Just wait there for me. Okay, just wait there. Now, I can't quite explain why, but there's something about the Saw franchise that interests me. I know they're flawed, often unnecessary, and fetishise pain and torture, but... Wait a second. Fetishise pain and torture. New horror fetish film, 50 Blades of Grey. Nice. Make millions with that. Sorry. But there's something present that's just more than slasher fodder. For one, I think its popularity came from a rare attempt to build continuity and mythology, something that's proving its success for the Disney Marvel universe at the moment. The biggest difference between Marvel and Saw being that Marvel uses a comic book cheat sheet for its plots, while Saw has to kind of make them up as it goes, or intentionally leave gaps to fill in later. An impossible task for their yearly release schedule. Okay, so welcome to the Sydney meeting. Welcome. We need to figure out some more films. So how about we put that arrow guy, the bow and arrow guy, you know, the Hawkeye. He appears in the new Iron Man film. You know, the guy with the armor. The green angry guy, the Hulk. He can appear in the new the Hammer and Lightning guy, Thor. Yeah, he can appear in the new Thor film. Then we can bring in lesser known characters. Characters the fan don't know. Some dude, some guy. Can't have anything to do. We don't own this. This isn't what we. Why is this even in my office? I'm upset with everyone right now. No, this is what we want. Let's find a character. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who can we have? Yeah. No, I like this. This is a great guy. Sergeant Super Soaker. We bring him in. New Captain America film. Everyone love it. The fans would love it. $80 billion. Done. Congratulations. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so the judge from Saw 3, who he killed, what if he actually convicted all the criminals in Saw 2? So the whole film is a flashback of his game because he was in cahoots with the detective who produced fake evidence to send them all to jail. Yeah?
I remember that film.
Yeah?
I remember that.
No?
I remember that film. I remember that. I remember that film.
Yeah?
It was making you naughty.
Guys? So I mean, what are you up to this weekend? Are you doing anything fun? Oh, hi! But enough about the construction of mythology. Let's talk about mortality. Morality. In the original film, the agreement was made that some people don't take responsibility for their bad decisions. An affair, self-harming for attention, drug abuse. So they were put into situations to face the consequences. Not doing so meant they probably didn't deserve to carry on living as they were. So they choose to die, kind of their own accord. It's almost like Sartrean philosophy, living in bad faith. The other interesting thing about the first 3 films is that John Kramer took responsibility for their testing too. He always believed in his ideological views so much that he was willing to put himself in danger to help or enlighten other people. He was in the room in the first film, got himself beaten up in the second film, and finally sacrificed himself as part of Jeff's ultimatum to choose forgiveness over revenge in the third. On one hand, yes, he was a villain, but on the other, he wasn't a purely black and white villain either. You could argue he was just as complex as real morality can be. These kind of ideas are what make parts of the franchise appealing, to me at least. Saw 1 and Saw 3 are almost adult morality tales akin to the original Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Unfortunately, they become passengers to the other 2 thoughts. 1. A misunderstanding of the rules of setup and payoff. Namely, if there's a gun on the wall in Act 1, it must be fired by Act 3. Or if you set up a time trap, you must see the timer go off. Sometimes the bigger payoff can be in actually stopping the timer. I only wish that this could have happened sometimes. 2. Catharsis. Reliving urges of anger and wrath by seeing them play out in theatre. As well. Hi, you're all dying and dead.
What are you doing?
Removing the need to strangle you by watching fictional characters die instead.
Where?
So, the second it left Greek theatre and ironic tragedy, it became a predictable carousel of, oh no, another one died. No lessons were learnt, no ethical dilemmas considered. It was just like watching people die or having them think they survived so they could be killed anyway. Which, honestly, I don't really enjoy. Part of the thrill came from seeing some people win. It gave me hope for mankind. So let's look at where everything went so very, very, very wrong. Saw 1. I like this film. It was a solid escapism-style cautionary tale, but its biggest problem is that it was a morality fairy tale, and that internal logic was key. Like accepting that a wolf isn't sentient enough to dress in your grandmother's clothes, or that people can't actually live in a house made of sweets. What? When you add sequels in to expand the mythology or examine the story properly, you draw attention to the realism and force questions like, how is a dying cancer patient lugging people and machinery around? How did he afford everything? How did he convincingly play dead for 6 hours without the need to breathe? And so on. So it became the job of Saw 3 through 5 to backtrack and explain it. Something I imagine they would have avoided doing if they could have. Saw 2. This was the first point the series' tone shifted from psychological with horror elements to horror. And I think I know why. This film started out as a script called The Desperate by Darren Lynn Bousman, before being adapted. It changed the format from each person is responsible for their own mistakes to many people are responsible for many people. Which is still Sartrean philosophy, when you choose for all mankind, but then undercut it with the theme of random chaos. Having people stumble into the wrong tests means you end up with people displacing responsibility. No Greek irony, and a whole load of unnecessary death. Play that guitar or die.
I can't play the guitar.
I don't care. Play!
Halloween. Halloween. Why are you doing this to me?
Also, why did the length of the tests go from 6 hours to 1 minute? It just highlights the change from actualising and learning to inevitable and unavoidable death. The twist ending was well set up though. Saw 3. Saw 2 wasn't half as bad as later instalments got, but Saw 3 was a step back towards number 1. It ditched random chaos for emotional acceptance, which again is Sartrean philosophy, not blaming emotions as an excuse for bad decisions. And this film had the only trap to involve a consequence not about killing. The scene burning the children's toys showed humility and sanity in a far-fetched Rube Goldberg-driven world. It also had clever double-edged dialogue and the strongest example of ironic tragedy. A man not learning the danger of revenge and accidentally killing his wife by trying to save her through those means. It's moments like this that give you that, if you hadn't done that, none of this would have happened feeling. And it throws the already broken ideology into question. Something I wish we'd seen more of.
What am I supposed to do?
Just hang on. I mean, does any of this actually work?
No,
Just a moment. I mean, isn't there a better way to help mankind help itself?
yeah, that's great, but...
Sadly, this film had a downside. There were occasions when all of the information was given, but more gore was added in for the sake of it, such as Troy's trap, which was all in flashback when we knew the outcome! It's not Detective Barrington.
What happened?
Looks like the victim was held in place by these chains.
Okay.
Let's show the whole thing in graphic detail!
But we know he's dead. We know how.
Graphic detail. We were introduced to the mentee, who just wanted people to die, rendering the theme of redemption pointless. And it became more applicable to start calling tests, i.e. something you can pass, traps, e.g. something you aren't supposed to get out of. Unfortunately, this film also changed the format again in a search for originality. Having one man be responsible for others, to me, seems like a contradiction to the previous "you are to blame for your own choices" idea. What this did was give too much power to Jeff without any consequence to himself. Maybe, instead of at the end of the film, the daughter's whereabouts should have been revealed at the start. Whenever he let one of them die, he could lose one of the digits to his daughter's cell, encouraging forgiveness, or at least highlighting to him what he should have found important. Saw 4. With Lee Whannell completely gone, the franchise became an impression of an artist's rendering. Saw 4 was unfocused, to say the least. A mess of transitions, conflicting morals, and upsettingly predictable deaths. The one time two people could choose to work together, like the blind man and the man with his mouth shown shut could, the blind man just keeps yelling, "Talk to me!" Just yell anything else. Anything!
There's someone else there. Can't see. Can you speak? Can you see a way out? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay, is it safe to get to it? Okay, go for it.
And they lived happily ever after. Also, this film started a thinly veiled attempt to repeat the format of the first 3 in the same order. Here we have a surprise reveal of a new jigsaw, as in 1. 5 is all about teamwork, like in 2. And 6 is choosing for others, like in 3. Saw 5. Speaking of 5, let's not speak of 5. It happened. The teamwork plot never paid off. A third of the film was explaining how the other films work, which unfortunately was the best part. And Strom's story was just, I don't know, don't do your job. If you get in the box, you will be safe. I want you to get in the box, even though I know it's safe.
Well, I want you to get in the box, and I know it's safe.
Sounds good.
Cool. Do you want to fight with it? Alright, cool.
Now I'm in the box and safe. Why did I fight you about it? Da-da-da-da-da! Saw 6. Finally, something to talk about again. Possible ethics, though diluted. For the first time since Saw 3, we're introduced to a new philosophy, though this time it's not in keeping with Sartre, but Kant. The greater good, or one life over another, as a flawed way to criticise a medical insurance company, is an interesting angle, even though it's for the most part just a eeny meeny miny mo, most will die but some can go, excuse to be both gory and seem less fetishistic than previous instalments. The problem is, an almost good story about redemptions was ruined by that teenager.
There are my ways. I won't exploit people anymore.
Great, but I'm gonna kill you anyway, and nothing will happen to me. In having control over William's death, as is often the case in these films, everything he'd learnt was rendered moot. Plus, 3 already taught us that revenge is wrong. Why bother with the 90 minutes? This was a bitter and disappointing conclusion to what could have been more. Saw 7. Finally, the dumbest chapter. The opening suggested a film about bystander behaviour. People watched this horrifying murder game and didn't try to help. Do you, as a member of the public, have the same responsibilities for everyone else as yourself? Are we all condemned to responsibility and relentless consequence? Nah, let's just throw some stuff together about lying? I've heard the argument that the reason everybody died in this film was because Bobby lied about his abilities. It was irony? That could have been interesting. Instead we got a woman who wouldn't shut up, a blind man trying to catch a key, and feats of strength. Nothing that happened until the end alluded to this idea. I mean, there were even numbers on the roots of his teeth. How is that even possible? Hoffman pulled a scalpel out of his neck like it was fluff on his blazer. And a fake out dream sequence. Oh, the list of stupid things goes on and on. Oh yeah, let's not forget Dr. Lawrence was told to get revenge on anyone that hurt John Kramer's wife. So ignoring revenge is bad? Why not stop Hoffman from hurting her to begin with? She could have stayed close to Lawrence. He was practically following her around. Couldn't he have just stepped in moments before she was killed? Pretty sure you can prove that Hoffman wanted to kill her without her dead body as evidence. Hey, when I go broke from spending all £2 of my money, can you make sure you get me fiscal help?
Wouldn't it make more sense to just not spend all the £2?
I don't think so. Now, how many copies of Casablanca 2 should I buy? 12? 13?
Cheaper those DVDs.
What would have made more sense would be if Jill was in it from the beginning. She helped Jigsaw, but they got a divorce to give her a cover. A way to say she had no connection to the games after he died. A get out of jail free card, if you will. So when Jill is running away from Hoffman, she's actually luring him into a room and his own contemplated cell because he never learned to be a good successor. No? Well, better still, the film just never happened. Or at least, at least I'm trying here. Interestingly, every problem I have with this film is explained in the commentary. Firstly, one goal was to make sure every trap went off, aka set up payoff, gun on the wall analogy. And the other goal was to just do everything the fans asked. Have Gordon back and work for Jigsaw? Done. Kill Jill because the fans don't like her? Done. Bring back the reverse bear trap and have it go and kill someone? Done. So technically by their own rules, the writers, in their eyes, did make a good film. The problem with this is, in this case, as proven by the majority of fan reception, though not all, fans don't really know what they want. Writers should make the film they want. When the audience writes, you end up with inconsistent characters, actions, forced events, and in this case, some ambivalence from me. If they think they made a good film because they tick those boxes, and I don't for the reasons just stated, who's right? And if neither of us, or both, what's the point of this video? I mean, what is the point? Go on for a minute, I have some life choices to think about. So, if you were considering watching or rewatching the Saw films, enjoy morality tales about not cheating on significant loved ones, or wasting your life. Not going to any lengths to get what you think you want. Not holding grudges and blaming people for misfortune. Not to run into things, both figuratively and literally. Not to do your job or teamwork. Nothing. Some kid's gonna kill you anyway without consequence in front of your sister, and not life for profit because everyone you work for will take stupid pills and run off the cliff like lemmings. Oh, and also remember, computer studies. I'm looking at this computer! And there's a mail with a file on a peg. It's encrypted. I'll decode the audio and other things. Proxy service! I can use computers! So, if there's a Saw 8, what do I want to see? More morality insights, less unnecessary deaths, and maybe someone actually learns a lesson? I just want a decent version of the box, okay? 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, 5. Watching paint dry, 7. Ah! What?
Hello, Hannibal. I want to play a game. You make a living criticizing the works of others, pulling apart things they have worked on to make yourself sound smarter. Well, today we'll see just how smart you are. Your hands are attached to mechanisms that will pull you apart. Let's see if you can smart yourself out of this one. Oh, and don't worry. Your audience is here to see it all. You have 1 minute.
Wait, you don't understand. I don't even make any money from these videos. Nobody watches them. Come back. Well, if I'm being recorded, might as well say happy Halloween. You know, like, subscribe, join Hannibal's army, check out my array of unnecessary social media below. You know, Benny TVC. Maybe check out some of my other videos, you know, just hanging around. I've not got anything else to do. Oh wait, he's not even attached to anything.